saying that he got the report. So we
All right,
should
we'll
put
put one downstairs
Okay.
and one
Yeah.
upstairs.
We'll open this meeting of March 5th, 2015.
This is for our table.
The selectmen have a very, very abbreviated session tonight because we've scheduled a Meet the Candidates night for local and fire candidates. I would like to say our thoughts and prayers go out to Eliza Condi for the loss of her husband, John, this past week. And moving on, we have,
Haven't finished them yet. I just about
Okay.
got them done
um,
from the movie. I was like so close.
Catherine's been working on the minutes, but it's constant interruptions. Wednesday, March 11th, is a fire commissioners meeting at the Tilton Town Hall downstairs.
When?
March 11th.
That's next week.
Yeah. Lakes Region Planning Commission is looking for nominations for extraordinary volunteer effort over the years to maintain and improve the environment quality of the region. This recognition is made through the annual Kim Ayers Award, so here's a form here, if you can think of somebody. Could probably refer this to conservation as well, right?
Yeah.
Do you nominate, does the conservation ever nominate anyone for this?
For other things we have.
Perhaps we should nominate the Conservation Commission,
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
you know?
I don't know what they do.
Perhaps we should, recognize the chair or something on behalf of the
That's quite a team.
Conservation Commission.
I think we nominated Brownie once for that a few years
Gingrich?
ago. Yeah.
Who, Joe?
Brownie? Gingrich?
She was on the conservation for years.
Still call her.
Okay. Joyce, there are no minutes. Do you want to go over the voting first? The plan?
Whatever you'd like.
Let's take care of the voting, and then we'll take you right after that.
I have one other thing besides the voting,
Okay.
which shouldn't be too much. Let me see.
I heard that.
First,
Change in the fine rate?
the what?
Change in the fines?
Oh, yes, yes, setting a fine. So what I've just handed out, Cindy and I had gone over to the high school, doesn't matter what day, but I think yesterday.
Monday.
And, was it Monday?
Yep.
And sat in the gym and looked at the area that they're going to allow us to use. Now, we did find out Monday that they're going to use half of the gym during the voting for classes.
Ooh.
So they have a curtain that drops down and divides it into two.
So they're going to be playing volleyball and what have you?
Yep. So that's why, whatever they're doing, they'll be doing it. So that's why you see curtain on the right-hand side. That's the middle of the gym. The setup is very similar to what we've always done. You come in, supervisors on your right, straight ahead where you see the ballot clerks, booths to your left, and then cast your ballot. The out, instead of going out between where you see ballot clerk and handicapped, you can see the exit is going to be back through the same doors you came in. The other difference is in the visitors area in the middle, you'll see that there is an in and an out. The in being on the entrance side and the exit being on the exit side. The reason being is people these are non-voters. They can be non-residents, non-registered voters. They cannot come back in and walk through this voting area. That's kind of the sacred grounds. So anybody who's there, selectmen, clerk, whatever, we really need to take notice of what people are doing, and that they exit and enter that area properly. There are 3 voting booths. That's a little different. You can see the table for the ballot clerk. Because of the paper ballots from the school, and the town will have a paper ballot, when people vote, they will have to be checked out by the ballot clerk as well as checked in. Anyone with a paper ballot will have to fold it, hand it to the moderator, and the moderator places it in the box.
Is that only the moderator?
Only the moderator.
Or his
Or the
designee,
designated,
the assistant,
the
or
assistants,
whatever.
right, right.
That's what I was getting at.
The exception, of course, is the machine ballot. The voter must place it in the machine,
Yeah.
not the moderator, unless they ask for assistance. So that's really the only difference in this.
Why, didn't we give him enough time in advance to not cut half that gym off?
That was discussed back and forth. I had heard it both ways, and I was a little surprised when we went over there and found out that they were going to continue to have gym classes.
It doesn't make any sense.
We're
gonna be like-
visitors in their space,
Oh, really? Because we're taxpayers and we own the building.
well, a portion of it,
Oh, gee, go figure. How much are you paying school taxes?
I know, but the other option
I'm
is
just
they
saying.
tell us, no, you can't vote here.
And there is their other option.
So does anyone see
And they might exercise.
anything that shouldn't be here? A suggestion that might make the flow better? Anything?
I think it looks good.
I think it looks great.
That having to go back and forth and checking in and out might end up being a thing. Who's directing traffic and letting them know that this has to happen?
We got a detail.
Usually the selectmen that are on,
Yeah.
that are there, that's
So we're
one.
gonna have to be more active in this new setup.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'll be there first thing, so I'll do whatever.
Usually
And
it's-
my other observation is about the handicap booth. It's necessary to have phone lines
No,
and power.
no, only during
You're not
the,
having the...
only during federal and state elections.
Okay.
We set it up during the
Yeah,
town
I can
election.
understand that. This is a local thing, but doesn't the local results go through the state somewhere along the line?
Yes,
I just want to make sure we're
once it
good.
goes through the machine. The reason we set it up, and we don't have to set it up at all, but the reason we set it up is because the level of our booths are not quite ADA, I want to say compliant. It's much easier for somebody in a wheelchair to wheel into that booth and up to the table. The level, the height of the table is much easier
Well,
for
that's
them.
my last observation. In every other election I've been to, we have 1 or 2 tables that have chairs with the little cardboard things going that you can wheel a chair up to real conveniently, or some people just like to sit there, and I don't see that on this.
It's not required. That's also, we set that up for federal and state elections. Because of the number of ballots and votes, et cetera, there's a formula.
Not required, but a convenience.
I think it'd be
Well,
pretty
no,
convenient if we can hook it
We don't
up.
set it up for convenience. We set it up because we have to have extra booths, voting stations. The handicap booth is what we set up for the convenience to a handicap accessible person.
Now, if the veterans come in, they usually bring a few wheelchair people. Is that a problem?
Yep.
No,
Well, we'll
that's why
see
the
how it
handicap
works
booth.
out.
Just the one will,
Yeah.
I remember how many they brought in before.
Apparently, this is a done deal, so.
But if you want, we can include one table there with some chairs. with
I think we
tabletop.
should.
And I would say we should, that people are used to it. Some people like to sit there. I mean, yeah, well, we don't have to have it, but people are used to it, and
think
I
it'd
don't think it's a big thing to have it, but it might be a big thing not to. That's all I'm
It's,
thinking.
you know, it's as easy as a table, some extra chairs.
3, 4 chairs and some of those
Tabletop.
cardboard things for those who might want it.
Tabletop
I don't think we
booths.
need 2.
No, we'll set up one table and put up some of our things.
I think it would be good.
We'll have enough chairs there, and
So how is this orientated? Is this the stage up here?
No, you're in the opposite room if you're in the stage.
there's the stage.
This is,
Okay, okay,
This is the door we normally
Yep.
exit and entrance from
okay.
the main
And so
lobby.
the curtains
right.
down then to the right.
Because they're having gym in this room,
I'm pretty
Yeah.
disturbed not having this
we're
whole
going to
gym.
put a sign at that back door that says, not a voter's entrance, or something to indicate if you're voting, don't walk in there, because they're going to walk into a gym class.
I think there was an ample enough time given that they shouldn't be having gym class. One day without gym is not gonna hurt them.
You can go outside. It could be a beautiful
We'll
day.
negotiate.
John, you need
So-
to sign these.
We're going to need,
Make them
Emergency exit, fire or anything? Do we have to have more than one
yeah.
Well, there's another exit out here.
It's over here in, by the handicap booth. Isn't there a
Right.
door over there? So there'll be plenty
That's
of,
the door on the other side, yeah.
Right.
Down in this corner, there's
This
a
is a
door
door.
that enters out into the hallway. Down on the end, if you go left,
Yeah.
is the superintendent's office.
Yep.
So you have an ingress, egress there, ingress, egress there. The back door will be open, but we're going to indicate to people not to use it for voting. So we're going to have one, I just want to make a note so I can let Dennis know he's going to bring a table from town.
Do we have access to the men's and ladies' room?
Yes.
Across the hallway.
Yes, across the
Right.
hall from the main entrance before you go into the polling place,
Okay.
the bathrooms.
how about inside having police detail? Do we have to do that out in
Yes.
the hall?
We'll have a policeman on duty, 2 of them, I think.
Yep.
So what keeps
Rest
the
will be
people from
skinny
going
dipping. No,
like
I'm
into
Winnie
the
dipping.
cafetorium?
Locked doors.
They'll be locked?
The rest will be skinny dipping. Whoops, no, Winnie dipping.
Covers it.
Is
I think
Dennis-
so.
He's kidding me.
Is Dennis apprised of this
I
and what
sent,
he needs to do?
yes, I had Joyce fax him a copy, letting him know it was a draft until the selectmen approved it. We went over it this morning, and again, I reminded him it's a draft. There may be some minor changes, but because it's set up as per the election laws and the Secretary of State, there's not too much we can do.
Yep.
So I'm going to let him know in a few minutes. I'm going to leave him a message, so he'll know first thing in the morning he's got to bring one extra table. And I'll let the town clerk know that.
I have an
needs to bring-
observation of sorts. How are the students going to access that into the gym?
There's
Is
a
there a
doorway.
separate
Yep.
thing happening down there?
There's a doorway over in this corner,
Okay.
and this rope is set up so
Yeah,
they'll
they're gonna
be...
go right through our neighborhood, huh?
Oh, yeah, they'll be walking past the voting area. There'll be a corridor on this side, which is the north, is that the north side of the gym? The north side of the gym. That's also the side the locker rooms are on. Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking that maybe we should explore other options sometime before the next election.
Well, we better do it soon, because next January 16th, isn't that our presidential primary?
January 2nd or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, for that, we definitely
First of
would
next
need-
year, isn't that our
whole gym.
presidential primary?
16th, yes.
Yeah, so
Should have a
that'll be a
gym this
big one.
time.
I know.
Okay,
One other question was, are we going to be counting the paper ballots there?
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah,
So where would we be doing that?
At the table.
Well,
that
they'll-
we have.
Table.
At
right. They'll be
the
taken,
selectman, clerk
Right,
selectman table?
right, or
The
the,
supervisor's
table.
table or the ballot
Right.
clerk tables.
right,
Okay.
any of those, yeah.
Catherine, I apologize. I thought I sent that and didn't send it.
What?
This, remember I sent it out?
You didn't send it out?
I sent it out.
Oh, okay,
It
good.
doesn't say here that I sent it
I
out.
didn't say it. I didn't see it, really.
Oh,
It didn't go, I guess.
I guess. Huh.
oh.
I scanned and sent the thing for all
Okay.
selectmen.
I didn't have scanning capability yesterday. and
Go
I still
figure.
I got that email. I didn't get the owl one, but I got that one.
All right.
Okay, moving right along, because we've got to move along. Just be cognizant
Moving.
of the fact here.
Moving.
I'm going to push you a little bit tonight.
Yep.
Catherine, do you want to talk about that the law now, or do you want to bring it up under the next one?
Well, look at that.
I can do it after Joyce. I do want to
Okay.
bring it up tonight because
Yep,
I have some problems.
About the $100 fee.
Yes.
It would be a penalty for those who didn't
before you
comply.
talk, I have one question on Gerlach's. It doesn't say anything, it still says 1473. What happened to the check and the
The
200?
check was voided.
But what, how much,
Look at the, let me show you the check request.
it says abate 219. They owe taxes of 238, she said.
Well, they don't. That needs to be abated, not refunded. He doesn't owe any tax.
So that was an error?
Yes.
Okay, just for the record.
The tax collector needs to abate 219.
Okay,
And then the rest, because he only actually paid $6,063.
okay,
So the amount of the abatement is still the 1473. However, 219 is being abated,
right,
and 1254 plus interest is being refunded.
okay,
Even if this had gone through,
yeah,
he still would have then come in and then paid the 219.
okay.
So the town was not going to lose any money. In the future, and I wish the selectmen would vote and make this a policy, that in order for me to have the complete information from the tax collector, this is the form that I need, because
Okay.
that gives me, number one, the date that they paid their taxes, because that's when I have to calculate the interest from. Secondly, what the total amount of taxes was due, what was billed, and what the people actually paid.
What do you get, information are you getting now?
I get it in different ways. I get it with no taxes owed. I get with taxes paid, no date.
I'm praying for no snow.
Where did that form come
I
from?
received, and I don't know if I kept it or not.
So this is Office of the Tax Collector, summary of activity by owner. So I make a motion that we make it a policy that the town clerk tax collector in the future supply,
No,
Form.
You can't make that a motion, because she don't have to supply anything she don't want
you
to
don't have to
supply.
do any darn thing she don't want to
How
do.
am I going to calculate?
But we can't make her do anything she don't want to do. So you can make all the
I
motions.
get that, but we can ask for
We
that.
can ask,
You can
we can
ask.
Right,
request,
so that we can make it a policy to request
to request
All right,
that
that-
That makes
form.
sense.
Right.
Yes.
Because it might be just as easy for her to use that form, I don't know.
Cindy's not
But
there.
you're absolutely right.
That I can, because what I have to do is, I have to go in online, as any public person could do, and look and see, okay, well, this is what was paid, and I can click on transactions.
You need to decipher it all from
But I
line,
need the
yeah.
most up-to-date information, not
That makes
something
sense.
that's
Okay.
been posted on.
So I will continue with my motion that we make it a policy and ask the town clerk tax collector, request that we get an summary of activity by owner sheet prior to us
We'll never be voting.
any abatements or adjustments or refunds.
And then, is the abatement form
Second.
check request there?
We'll be able to tell council.
You still have that?
That's all in your papers right there, was all. Okay.
This is the good one.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. So any more discussion on it? All those in favor?
All right, yes.
Aye.
So,
Now, the same with these people came in and paid the interest.
They haven't paid yet.
Well,
And then,
Last I heard.
I am so sick and tired of getting different information from different departments. I was told, came in by the town clerk tax collector and said last week, Pat, these people came in and paid, I knew nothing, absolutely nothing about you folks abating the interest. And I said, well, we did at the selectmen's meeting. Well, they paid, Pat.
Okay, that's not what Dari had told me, because I checked.
Well, it's not Dari, it's the town clerk tax collector.
Well, Dari was the one talking with her. Either way, Dari had communicated to the woman that the selectmen had abated it. Also...
But that's not Dari's position.
Let me finish. So I gave Cindy the minutes,
Yeah,
and she said, no, she can't accept the minutes.
okay.
So that's why she said she had to have an abatement form.
I'm getting a little bit annoyed because there's a very clear communication disconnect between 3 offices downstairs that clearly is making errors that's happening, and they get up to us, and we have to refund, we have to void checks, and we have to do this. And now Dari's getting involved in it, and he shouldn't be involved with this.
He is, because he was the one that discovered the error. It was an assessing office error.
But he shouldn't be the one to tell the people that the selectmen abated the interest. He should not be the one to tell that to that person.
I wasn't even aware that the person had even spoken with Cindy.
So here they come in and they pay it.
All right, if you say so, yeah.
All right, this is what I was told, that they paid the interest. So does this, are we abating the interest?
That's what Cindy wants to do it.
This is what we're doing now, we're abating the interest on this?
Yes, on that
Okay,
form.
that's
She
all
wouldn't
that this
accept
is.
the minutes.
Because she wouldn't accept the minutes.
Correct. Because I have no idea what the interest is.
Well, at the time, when you asked us to abate the interest, it was $31 and some change. Yeah, it says $30 interest
But I
to be
don't know-
forgiven.
Right, but I don't know what will show up on her screen when she goes into abate it.
Somehow or other, we need to really work on this communication disconnect. I mean, seriously, because it's affecting this office here. I mean, downstairs is one thing having a disconnect, but now it's affecting here, because we're sending and we're getting wrong information, and we're giving that wrong information to the residents. And that, if there's nothing more annoying to me than to doing that.
Well, we only control a part of that, right?
Right, the part that we control is the part that we're doing it back and forth to the resident. And how shameful are we to have a miscommunication?
I don't feel shamed
We're gonna
by
do-
this.
we're
If we
gonna-
made an error, let's correct it. But it's just, we're not talking about shame.
Where during the
Seems personal
transition,
somehow.
the parcel was not, the deed wasn't taken down from the registry website and conveyed, so the wrong person was getting the tax bill. The person that got the tax bill came in and brought that to Cindy. Cindy gave it to me and Dari, said, this is your problem, you fix it. We did. We spoke with Lauren, we said, okay, yep, it goes on this parcel. Dari was talking with the woman because it was our error, not the tax collector. She was fine, she said, I've got, oh, and then we couldn't find the building permit, but we found the building permit. So she said, well, I have no problem paying the taxes, I'll gladly pay the taxes. This is what she told Dari. And Dari kept me informed of all this because he was having the conversations with her, and she said, well, geez, could you just see about abating the interest? And that's where I came in the picture and brought it to the selectmen on the 19th and said, will the board abate the interest? And the board had agreed. Okay. I'm sorry, I left for vacation, I wasn't around, I was gonna wait for the minutes anyway to be done when I got back, because I know Cindy won't accept anything unless it's in writing. And the only thing I would have in writing would be minutes. As soon as I got the minutes, I gave her the minutes, and she said, no, she can't have that. I said, okay, well, I'll do an abatement form for the selectmen on Thursday, can you wait until Thursday? She said, well, I have to have that, and I said, fine, I'll give it to the board on Thursday. I showed it to her, I said, I don't know what the interest amount is now, but here's for you.
I don't think it's any one person's fault, and just because you're sitting before me, please don't take it like I'm saying it's your fault.
Yeah.
By any means, I'm not saying
I
that.
understand that, but it's not,
But
there's
there-
no shame.
Well,
I
maybe
second
shame was
that.
I'm saying that I felt that when I have to explain to a resident that I'm getting miscommunication, I'm getting misfed information from 2 different departments in the town hall.
Okay, so
And
she
that's
just-
what I'm
so
saying,
then we came to the
that I,
selectmen.
that this came to
This woman.
came to the front hall when I was there. She paid the
She
taxes.
did pay the taxes, okay. Well,
I thought these
that
were
was-
abated. No, I don't know that they're abated.
No,
Well,
well,
we're sitting there like,
nothing
we're sitting there like, well, I thought they were. No, they're
How would
not.
we
Yes,
know?
they are.
How would we know that the taxes were paid?
Because we made a motion to do it.
No, that this person came in and paid them.
How would she know that there was, how would the
Would
tax
she know
collector?
that?
How would the tax collector know that we made a motion to abate it?
Minutes. That were
Yeah.
given
The
to her.
minutes were on the 19th. When did she get the
I
minutes?
got back on Monday, I had the minutes, I had a draft of the minutes, I gave them to her.
That was a week later, right?
It was a week later, yes.
Right. Within that week, she came to pay. And that was the issue. Within that week that she came to pay, so.
My understanding is that she was going to wait and hear back from us.
We got to somehow, I'm not going to harp on it because we got to move on, but somehow or other, maybe in the next month or two, we can sit down with Dari and the tax collector and the town administrator and the new administrator, selectman's assistant, and see how we can make that office flow with the information more so that we're not having these little glitches happening. Because that's really it's beginning to be a problem now. I see it as a problem.
These two instances. Okay.
Yeah, because they're big. Because we have to rewrite checks and do all that. And we gave out false information to the residents. So,
So this goes back to you.
that goes in the to be signed. Okay. I am. Sorry about that.
First thing, because I know Chuck is coming in to meet with the board tonight.
At 5:15.
Because he likes to have, if you can spread those both ways, he likes to have any amendments in writing ahead of time, so if we could get this approved by the board, then I can type it up and give it down.
That goes in there too, Joe. Thank you.
It's today the 6th.
Fifth.
5th.
Am I wrong in saying that it was more than just the Tilton Director of Public Works? Wasn't it with the board as well, when we discussed it?
Yeah. Yes.
Because if the Tilton Public Works has to coordinate with the selectmen on something, we should be involved in that. So I would say, shall coordinate their construction start and completion date with the Tilton Director of Public Works.
It should just say the Tilton Board of Selectmen, because we're going to bring him in anyway.
I apologize for that.
Yep.
I mean, we could put "and," but
You got to take it?
Dennis was here when we discussed this with the board.
Right.
And he said that's currently what they're doing. Anyway, this just formalizes what they've been doing. They always coordinate with.
So they go to him first, and then they
But the
go...
problem is, we're finding out that this coordination doesn't take place beyond a lot of different utilities, like the sewer department. So if it's coordinated with the Board of Selectmen,
How is it not taking place with the sewer department?
they're not notified. They have-
A long time ago, after the thing over here in the parking lot.
Dennis sends
and it
his,
wasn't a long time ago, but they're not,
A year.
they've been excluded in the past. So to be certain that doesn't happen, they should come to the Board of Selectmen. That way, all departments would come. That's what I think, anyway. That's just my
Short
opinion.
and sweet, sorry for your loss.
Dennis does notify the sewer department, and I know because I type up the letters for him, of what his plans are, and asking the sewer commissioner to let.
Okay, but
the
yet,
water company to let
we
him know
had the
what
sewer
plans are.
commissioner in here, one of them, or two of them, and Dennis, and they did discover that, yes, they were not informed.
So what if
So
you...
it does happen.
So what if you, completion date with the Tilton Director of, with the Board of Selectmen, Tilton Director of Public Works under the direction of the Board of Selectmen?
There you go.
Are we going to require that same thing for any utility?
Yes.
Do we currently?
If we don't, we should.
Well, currently,
We're the ones that are not providing the communication.
right,
now.
I think it's, the communication could be better. Sometimes when we know in
You really
advance...
think the selectmen need
do
to
it.
be involved in this?
Well, I think that's where the problem lies, is
It's
we're
our
not
budget.
communicating, we're not
talking about budget.
communicating to them.
We're talking about coordinating construction work.
And the construction work isn't going to take place unless the selectmen okay it, because it's our budget. starts with us.
We also have the
Catherine, the road
opportunity,
work won't happen without us, yes.
but
But whoever's digging underneath it does so at their own expense.
Say that again?
no.
The only
That's not necessarily
budgetary
true.
things involved here are that we affect is the construction of the road.
That's
If
right.
they're digging up and putting in a water line or a sewer line, they don't do that at the taxpayers, well, not on our budget anyway.
No, that's not what I'm
They
saying.
pay for it themselves.
If
What
our-
are you saying?
If we're going to have road construction in the town of Tilton in any given year, it starts with the Board of Selectmen.
Yeah.
Right.
What's that got to do with this?
Right, this, if I could just interject, this
Wow.
pertains to something that's already in effect. It just formalizes it, and it's only when the water district is going to be doing work when the town is doing work.
Right.
That's correct.
Okay, there's other times when the water district is doing work, they go to Dennis because they have to get a trench permit if they're going to be digging up.
Right.
They don't
That's a
go to the
different
Board of
thing.
Selectmen.
That's a whole
That's a
different
whole
thing.
This is
different
just
thing.
When they
dealing
do a
with when they're
complete-
doing it within the, when the town is
Right.
doing, they're doing work on a
That
town
part I
road, when
understand.
the town is also doing work.
And this ensures us that we're in communications with the project. And that's what I think is what's going to happen, Joe, is that we're ensured of the existence of them doing the work and not just the department being notified and then working with that, just the department.
If you think
If
that's
that-
necessary.
He did this in response to that the Board of Selectmen had said that the water district should be paying half of when the roads...
No, the Board of Selectmen didn't say that.
No, that
That's what generated this.
they should pay
I had residents
something.
that asked me,
Right.
why aren't they paying for?
Yeah.
And I said I would bring it to the Board of Selectmen, and the Board of Selectmen
I'm
said, no,
starting.
we're not going to require them to do that.
So,
So, yes.
That's why he did this petition, because he wants to make sure
Yeah.
that it's clear that the water company, if the town's opening up their own road, the
Right.
water company can say, oh, let's get in there and we'll do some water
But the
work.
ridiculousness of this, a petition warrant article could be created by those same residents that talk to me next year, and this could be taken off the books.
Oh, exactly.
I'm just,
Anything could happen. But this
I'm just-
also gives us an opportunity to know that in advance that this is going to happen, and that if there's any sewer work that needs to be done, we can make sure that that's coordinated as well.
yes.
Bingo.
It's just a double assurance policy,
And
that's all
also-
that is.
We're probably going to be juggling road projects because of the Cannon Bridge project.
Right.
Okay, so, but in terms of this, since this is just dealing with the water district, then what I suggest then is the board make another policy saying that all utilities, it's outside of this petition warrant article, saying that any work being done on the town roads by any utility has to coordinate with the Tilton Director of Public Works under the direction of the Board of Selectmen.
So we just need to notify the sewer department.
Right.
And Liberty Gas and the phone company and whoever else is digging.
Those aren't municipal entities.
So you're just referring to municipal entities?
Let's just pertain to this warrant article.
Well, that's what I'm
Right
saying.
now, let's not worry about woulda, shoulda, coulda. I like Pat's suggestion. I don't know how anybody else
I
feels.
have a question on this. So you're saying that the water district has to come to the selectmen, and the selectmen have to go to the public works? Is that the
No.
order goes? Do they
The
go-
water district needs to notify the town administrator. Probably is the way I'd see it working, and the town administrator would notify the Board of Selectmen that
Actually,
this is taking place.
John hasn't
And the
signed two
Public
of
Works
those.
Director.
And what would our,
Public Works Director and the Selectmen hopefully would have had a meeting saying, okay, these are the roads that we're going to do this year. And then all would meet here.
But
And
what
that-
occurs now is Dennis, they go to Dennis, they talk, they work together. He comes to the board and says, these are the roads I'd like to do. You say, no, do these roads, whatever. And then he actually coordinates the start and completion date.
Right,
That's all he's doing.
that's right.
so wouldn't it be better for us when Dennis comes here to present it, just say, Dennis, have you notified these other departments?
It doesn't
That's why
work.
we're saying,
Been
under the
doing that.
direction of the...
No, we would invite those other departments here to that meeting. That's how I see it working.
And if they don't show up, then they can't?
If they don't show up, then at least we know they've been notified. What I don't like is sitting here and having two different departments saying, yes, we did, no, you didn't, yes, we did, no, you didn't.
Well,
How do we know?
See-
Because
see-
we were never brought into the mix.
those are hearsay things. If you
No,
have a
they're not
pro-
hearsay things.
You said that you heard them say.
There've
They're
been
not
problems
hearsay.
in the
They
past.
sat before the
just
Board of
finish my
Selectmen, and it
sentence
wasn't
before I get
hearsay.
interrupted.
Well, don't
I'm-
say hearsay.
I was trying to finish my sentence. And what I'm trying to say is that if we keep going, I'm listening to what Joe was saying, and I think that we can go and ask the Public Works Director to do these things, and that he sends out notices, and they did it. Instead of calling him and talking to him or whatever, but to have everybody have to show up to ask if you got a notice, or if we talked to you, these things all should be done in writing. Same with all these policies, it should be done in writing, not, all of us have to get together to discuss it. It just delays things and throws more people into it.
I think the problem here is that there was a question about whether or not when the water company does the work, whether they should chip in on some of the paving costs. And I think that initiated this discussion. However, in the past, there have been several problems with the water company being notified, and they're doing the work, but sewer has never been notified, so sewer couldn't project their project, or sewer was involved in let's say, a break, and they got to replace it, so they've dug up the road, and water's not been notified. And yet, so if we knew about that as here, and then we could disperse the information and make sure that all the information's getting to the right departments, then we wouldn't have a problem. But in the past, we've had a real problem with one entity not notifying, not knowing what the other one's doing, because there's two separate governing bodies.
Well, if somebody's not doing their job and notifying them, I don't think that we should be going after everybody else. We should talk to the person that's supposed to be notifying these people by writing or whatever. and
So
send-
it makes sense to have the Director of Public Works, which is what works now, and then just say, under the direction of the Board of Selectmen, because he's going to come to the Board of Selectmen and let us know. And that's all that is an informational thing. So then we make sure that that's happening.
It's managing construction projects in the town of Tilton.
Right.
We need to have a
Paying somebody
say
to
on
do
what
it, I'm just-
on what projects are done. So you have a meeting with everybody involved and say, these are the projects we're going to have this year in the town of Tilton. This is what we're doing. These are the approximate dates. You invite these departments here to let them know this is what we're doing. They choose not to come, then we know they've been notified. Due diligence has been done. I mean, why are we managing the Cannon Bridge project? Why did we manage the bridge, the two box culverts? If the selectmen shouldn't be involved in these construction
Managing,
projects, why
approving-
should you? This is managing construction projects, that's all it is. And as Pat said, it just means that the selectmen need to be informed. In the past, we have not been informed in a timely manner.
Right.
Bids have already gone out.
And
And that process did not come before the Board of Selectmen.
But the main purpose for this is that he's really emphasizing that when we tear up a road and we're reclaiming a road, and they get in on the project and replace it, they want not to have to pay for the paving. And that's what this whole body is. And what we were stuck on was work will be completed within 1 month before the start of town work.
I
We've
brought that up,
addressed
saying
that.
They didn't say when it started.
Right.
That's the first thing I noticed about it that
So
night.
we kind of got that squared away when we said, shall coordinate their construction start and complete date and we're hung up on who. So, we could spend the rest of the night talking about it, but
No, we can't.
it's Tilton Director of Public Works. How many people just want to leave it like that, or do you want to say under direction of Bob? How many people want to leave it Tilton Director of
I
Public
leave it
Works.
like, just the way it is, but you guys can make any amendment to this you want, your residents and taxpayers, and I don't think we should be submitting this as the Board of Selectmen. Quite frankly.
Oh, I think, no.
Of course we should.
I mean, we have to,
Count me out. I'm not,
this is, we have to know
I would even
when
present
the,
it as Joe Jessamine,
this is,
but not as the Board of Selectmen.
we need to know when the start and completion date is of a project.
And I agree with that
Otherwise,
part.
they could start
I
6
agree
months
with that
prior to
part.
that. Okay.
I agree
That's
with
what
that
this,
part.
that's what the amendment is for.
Yeah, but do you want to add something on to this that I
It's
don't
called
agree?
handling the prudential affairs of the town. I make a motion that we amend the warrant article as per Pat's suggestion.
And would you spell that out precisely, Catherine? The wording of that, as per Pat's suggestion?
As it's written here and add at the end of the sentence where it ends, Public Works under the direction of the Board of Selectmen.
I'll second it, for the sake of discussion.
Which we've had. Call the question, please.
All those in favor of the motion, the Tilton Northfield Water District shall coordinate the construction start and complete date with the Tilton Director of Public Works under the direction of Board of Selectmen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
All right,
Right.
All right.
Could I make a suggestion to the board that you write a policy that addresses all the utilities on what you want the Director of Public Works to do?
No, I think we'll
Always to notify and...
let's worry about that at another time.
I'm
Right,
saying,
let's move
not
on.
now.
After
but-
town
We're running
meeting.
out
do
of
that, we
time.
didn't have to
saying
amend this.
Let's move along.
Right, so that you're satisfied
I think
with
you're right, Joe.
Let's move along.
policy.
All right.
I didn't realize that was going to be, I thought that's why I brought that up quickly. I thought it was going to be nice and easy. In your Selectmen's Legal, there's some correspondence on Attorney Radigan, just for your information.
I know.
FYI or action?
I have a question on that. We voted to hire the
Just
appraiser.
non-public?
No, we already made a motion
To hire
to
that.
hire that. Why are we asking him if he has a suggestion?
I wasn't
Pass it on to
aware
Joe.
That I know that Lauren had talked with the board, and the
When
board
we-
was in agreement, but nothing has ever been
We
said to him.
told Lauren when she was here that to go ahead and go with him. That's a question.
Right, but this is before we had this attorney,
No, this was a
No.
couple weeks ago.
a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, when Lauren, when
She was
we met
just
with
here.
Lauren.
For her February,
Right.
Right.
Yeah, the February meeting, we talked about it, and we said the board, we'll pass the letter up after Joe reads it. Pass that up to John, so she can read it. So, it's, we already told her, I believe, I could be wrong, but do you remember? I think we should look at the minutes, because
I remember.
I remember
Anybody else remember?
specifically that we asked Lauren to go ahead with her, we asked the board to go ahead and
Remember
retain.
discussing it, I don't
Retain
remember,
you.
hire this guy or that guy,
Right,
but
but that
I defer to the minutes, you know.
would have needed to have been communicated to the attorney that representing us. We don't want to go off in a direction over here when we have an attorney representing us. I'll have to go back and look through the file, because I don't know if that's, I don't know. if that's
Well,
what
she
I
was
asked.
suggesting to us to do that.
Suggestion to the board.
Right, and we said,
Yes.
go ahead with that. We'll
Right.
take your suggestion and go ahead with it.
Right.
But it
So I
wasn't
have
to
to
give
see-
the attorney a choice of who to hire.
Right.
Right.
I need to look and see what has been communicated to the attorney.
All right, so, but that's who we, anyway, get it. That's who we wanted. You remember the conversation? conversation?
Remember going over that.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Both the Conservation Commission and the Planning Board have met and made recommendations on the proposed easements, temporary construction easement and trail and maintenance easement for the Trails Association on the Ernie's piece. And I don't have the official minutes yet, but I have the draft from the Planning Board, if you want me to read that.
I was there.
You were there?
And they did, and Catherine was there.
So the statute requires that after the selectmen receive the recommendation of the Planning Board and the Conservation Commission, they, meaning the selectmen, shall hold 2 public hearings, at least 10, but not more than 14 days apart on the proposed acquisition or sale, provided, however, people want to petition. If they want to go to town meeting, they can, but the selectmen's vote shall take place no sooner than 7 days, nor later than 14 days after the second public hearing, which is held. So I just need some dates on the board, if you want to do
As soon
the,
as possible, shouldn't we?
Yeah. What,
so we could do the 12th, the 26th, and the 2nd to vote, or do the 19th, the 2nd, and then the
the
9th to vote.
the 26th, we have Irving coming in to do a presentation on the gas, so I don't know if you want to add a public hearing to that as well.
Probably won't be attended. It's the second public hearing? Would that be the second public hearing? It probably isn't going to be attended.
So do you want to do the 19th and the 19th we'll be doing liaisons and ex officios and
right, organizational.
organizational. So what about the 12th and the 26th? Want to do that? So public hearing, WRTA, easements.
And then you would vote, if we do the 12th and 26th, then we vote on the 2nd. These don't have to be published, I just have to post them, post the notices.
It's the
What
easement.
time?
Ernie's,
Well, for the public, usually...
really.
Is that this one?
There's a rule.
Well, 4:30, 6,
Is as amended with an attached.
6 o'clock.
We can live with
Is that the
6.
amended one?
Yep.
Okay.
No
So
comment.
For me. Catherine, can you live with 6? I can.
Can I what?
Live at 6 o'clock on the 19th.
He's gloating right now.
I don't know, Al. Let me check my schedule. It might not be the same as yours. I'm going to hurt you.
Well, let me
Could
do
be at
that.
your house.
Right, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're going to have move our selectmen meetings to a little plant home every
Down
Thursday
in
night.
down in the man cave?
There you go.
Bring your own jack.
Better.
Bring plenty of it. We're gonna need it.
This is from Glenn Smith. He said, "Attached is the only remaining piece that stands between us and going out to bid on Phase 2A. The agreement between the Basin Project, Tilton Northfield, and DOT mirrors the agreement that's already in place with Phase 2. This is with the Winnipesaukee River Basin Project. It was drafted by DES, so we believe that getting the agreement approved by DOT and DS is not going to be a problem. I'm most certain it can be approved by Northfield next week. I didn't have a chance to talk to Glenn since they met on Tuesday to know if his board had approved it. The plans that it's referencing, here's the set of the most recent plans. I have another smaller copy, they're kind of hard to read. All this is doing is just a continuation of Phase 2, as far as DES and DOT are concerned. Is they're removing the crossing at the mayor's property, at Dick Mayor's property, moving it from there and putting it at Knapp Road. And then from Knapp Road, they're continuing on the north side of the railroad track to where it comes into Ernie's. So this has nothing to do with Ernie's. This is just the portion of the Winnipesaukee River Basin sewer intercept that's in the DOT right-of-way. And I have the agreement, the intercept trail agreement. Phase 2.
They want us to read this tonight and sign this tonight? Is that what I'm understanding?
As soon as you can.
Can we do it next week?
Yeah, I mean, they should have given, if they wanted the,
I know, but I just got it on
no, it's not
Monday.
you, it's
I've
just
had
like the
an opportunity
contract.
to read it.
We asked for the contract
Get the
last
thing.
fall, and we're just getting it now, and they're in a hurry. It's like, we're just getting this?
So
Well, I
here's,
have one question myself, but
Yeah.
I don't think that we should rush into anything. Read it. I don't want to hold this up, but I want to make sure I understand what I'm agreeing to put the town to, you know. I think that's prudent.
We can put this on the agenda for next week?
Yeah, I'd like to take care of it, and
Can you leave a set of plans on the file cabinet so that if we need to, we can look at the plans? Okay,
well, I can get set up here too.
all right.
Oh, we're gonna have.
No, I'll take that home with me and read it. Okay, next.
Next, I sent to the board a communication from DOT about their resurfacing
Yes,
projects and information on the sidewalks and curb cuts.
Yep.
They need a response by May 1st, so probably, I think that Dennis should come in, talk with the board about this.
Make sure you read the agreement before Dennis comes in.
Dennis and Arthur?
Dennis and Arthur.
yeah, definitely better bring Arthur.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So, so we don't forget, when do you want to set that up?
can you make copies of that agreement? Can you make copies of that so we can take it home with us?
Okay, I did email it to everybody.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'm looking at it here.
As soon as I got it.
I'm gonna want a hard copy.
Of course you do.
I can't highlight
Of
my
course
screen.
you
I've tried
do.
washing it off.
Actually, you can, but
I
It's
have
not
to-
a good idea.
have
Do
to
not
mark up
highlight
pages.
your
What is it called?
screen.
Joe, what's the
Why?
subject under
You're
it?
supposed
What
to
is
use
the
a
subject?
highlighter,
Right here.
use your finger.
I use a computer, I
Then I
use a
don't-
computer for that stuff,
On March
Kevin.
3rd.
Okay, I got it.
I use the computer for that stuff, I don't
Okay.
use the
It's
Thrive.
voluminous, and we have until March 1st.
Okay.
May 1st. We need to close out the Gaslight CDBG feasibility study.
Just on that.
These are the same documents that we did for White Rock feasibility and White Rock implementation grant. And the board had already taken a vote to authorize the chairman to sign documents. So there's two, there's this one and this one. We didn't spend the full 15,000, we spent 10,000 was paid to the engineer, Du Bois and King, and the consultant received $1,957, which was her consulting time plus reimbursement for the ads.
I'm in the wrong business.
Anybody want to look at them?
The only thing that I have to submit with that is I have to go in and make copies, get them from Tim of when we actually received the ACH reimbursement. So I won't send those until I get a copy of that. This was, who was it, Joe gave me a note that you wanted a letter to Dennis, and I started listening to the meeting tape, and I stopped at the point where you were talking about the parking at Mechanic Street and out here. And I know you're not going to want to talk about the parking tonight, but can we really talk about this sometime?
Next week?
Or maybe
We're going to
after
review
election
it.
and-
We're
Okay.
going to review it and then make changes and amendments to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
sometime after
letter
the
to
election.
The note to Dennis went out, right?
That's this right here.
Board review the
Oh, that's where it is, what it is, okay.
All right, so I'm going to write this down so that the parking ordinance, because we really have to clean up on this, in the trash ordinance, right? Because we're doing both of those.
Nice.
Oh, the changes that we discovered when we were reading it?
On the trash ordinance or
No,
the
the snow.
Or are you talking about the winter maintenance policy?
We have to amend the winter maintenance
We have
policy
to
as well.
amend that
Winter
one, yeah.
maintenance.
Because,
Didn't know about
especially the
that.
snow dumps.
Yes.
Maybe we can just take one night as a work, as a selectmen's meeting, but as a work, and get some of these ordinances cleaned up, if we read them ahead of time. Maybe one a night, during our slow time.
Well, and also because we have to renew our lease agreement for,
Nobody laughed at slow time.
with Tuscan Hill Properties. That has to be done.
Just how.
I'm a lot of it.
No, you won't.
I'll be at the gym.
So I didn't listen to the full tape, so I don't know if that matches your intent.
Yeah, I think it's nice.
Well-written letter.
What you want?
Haven't seen it, but if you wrote what we talked about, then we're all set, right?
It's up at that end somewhere.
Ta-da!
Yes.
And
Yeah, go ahead and
and
sign it
Yeah,
if you
I
agree
was
with it.
just going through
I
it.
actually had a conversation with Dennis and about this very subject. He understands completely, and this just formalizes that.
Yep.
I saw it.
Can I sign it?
What'd you do?
No, up here.
That's
Oh, this is just a copy? All right. Pardon me.
my copy.
Sorry, Kevin.
Make changes, I could write it.
Yeah.
All right, finally, the window tinting guy is coming Tuesday.
You're kidding me.
I saw that.
I saw them.
Monday?
Tuesday. I figure it's gonna be a good day.
Does that mean somebody has to be here at the,
Well,
Cindy's not
Will
going to
be
be here.
Deputy
here.
will be here.
I know.
I get it. Never mind.
And I do
spelled my
need to
name
talk
wrong.
with Dennis because we may have to.
Oh, is your name on there?
move the Desk.
What? A desk.
Al will be here during that time.
Tuesday will definitely be a good day.
We'll leave Al here at the office.
Guys suck.
Al won't be here between 9:45 and probably 1 o'clock
No.
on Tuesday.
No, we'll make
have
sure
a-
he's here
We
No, he
have
can't be.
during
Trust me.
tinting time.
No, he can't be, neither can I.
Well,
We
they've
have a
unbolted
huge
it
inspection.
before.
What's that?
I said the highway department has unbolted it before.
What are we unbolting?
Pardon me, here.
Her desk.
Because
Whose desk?
he can't get behind the
Cindy's.
window because he has to wash it and he has to apply the film.
I have a chainsaw. I have several actually chainsaws. They cut quite well.
Going in, buddy. Oh,
They
you're not
cut
going to
quite
be
well.
here, sorry.
And the last thing I have is with Cannon Bridge, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, Highway will be around, right?
We got 15 minutes to get
Yep.
it through
Is that the contract?
Catherine's
These are the
stuff.
documents I
And then you
gave
can bolt the
you
desk on
yesterday.
Not final.
Tuesday when
So
it's
what they,
in
what they
there.
would like to know,
Oh,
in
that's-
fact, I spoke
that's
with
the
Glenn
new
today, because they're very anxious to,
Well, they should have gotten it to us months ago.
Piper is calling them, wanting to know when to sign the contract, because he has to order that expansion joint that has to be prefabricated. So this is based, he had sent this to you, Catherine, last week, I guess, incorporating things that you two had sent
No, he
back
sent
and
it to
forth.
me, I think he sent it to me Monday or so. I don't know when he sent it to me. I had to have done the first of this week, like Monday.
So did you look it over, Catherine?
There's no termination clause. Well, there's a little sentence.
On the second page.
There's really no termination clause.
So what's your suggestion?
Well, I sent him a termination clause. I thought he was going to take one phrase out of it, like 4 words, and I used the Kadiri contract. I used theirs to come up with it, and I thought he was going to take out just like 4 words, which was fine.
put in the event that funds are not appropriated for the performance of the town's obligations under this contract, then the contract shall automatically expire.
And that's not a termination clause.
What is it?
Well, I'm trying to get to it. But this can really wait until, it's going to have to wait until next week because it's redundancy. They're not meeting on Tuesday,
They said they will make a special meeting.
so they should meet,
Special meeting.
then perhaps they could meet with us on Thursday. We're not meeting until Thursday. I'm just annoyed that, this wasn't given to us when it was asked for.
Right, but we've had it for how long now?
Oh, but yeah, and what did
Where are
we...
you reading with that?
Article 6.
Article 6.
Would be this, page 2, would be on the back of the paper.
Let's see if I can find it. Oh, God.
We still have a 5-minute non-public to get through.
And I've got to go, we need to set a fine. I hate to wait another week for this because I've got an issue with an out-of-town landlord.
I'm running out of time.
Inspection for it next
Folks.
week.
You're running out of time.
This can wait until next week. It really can.
Well, do you want me to go ahead and invite the Northfield Selectmen?
No, not until the termination language is in here that we all talked about. And I'm going to send that off
Okay, did you send him the termination language that you wanted?
Monday. I sent it to him Monday or Tuesday. Yes, he's had it, and he decided not to include it, so here we go. My last conversation with him about the termination clause was, he was, like I said, he was just going to take out a phrase. Something about without cause.
There's no way that we can come in at any other time because we have,
Yeah.
Tuesday is voting, Wednesday is,
No, I understand that.
one
but
day before we
how,
could normally.
So do you want them to come here, that Northfield Selectmen?
No, because we have, on the 12th, we'll be doing, we have public hearing plus the basin, and if they have that termination clause in it,
That's what I'm trying to find out where
Okay.
that is.
all right, so if you get the termination clause to Joyce and copy us, Catherine,
Just go ahead and send it right to Glenn and
No.
copy us.
but copy us,
Yeah, copy us on it.
so that we know that it's, if you just copy us on it, then we know we've got it, we can read it as well, and then if we invite them here at, our public hearing is at 6, if we say come at 5, it'll be plenty of time, right?
It should be a pretty simple thing.
We've had the
You're still in here
contracts.
next week.
I'm surprised it hasn't been done. If we
Yeah, I mean, the
don't.
termination should have been in there, that, this is vague, I do agree with
Yeah,
that.
sure you will. Excellent.
They should have given us the contract back in December, and January, and November when we asked for it.
Yep.
Right, but we received it on February 5th. Because you awarded it, what date?
But there's been changes to it. Catherine sent some changes over it, they made changes, we sent it back.
I've been sending them information for 2 weeks.
And then they sent, we asked for the termination clause to be put in it, and they chose not to put it in.
I thought they were in no hurry for this until spring.
No, but they have to, they need to sign the contract if he has to order the expansion joint. It has to be fabricated. That's why
All
we
right.
postponed it to start with, because there's no way it could have been fabricated in time to have done it
I
last.
think he's anxious to get in the queue first before.
Then why didn't he, if Catherine sent him something, why wasn't that put in?
I don't know.
If he's that anxious, then,
Because it's, I mean, we asked her to send it on behalf of us, so.
correct. I understand that, but why wasn't it put in? And there was no explanation why it wasn't put in?
Catherine, can you note that Cannon Bridge contract for next week as well? Okay. All right, let's move on.
That's all.
That's it? All right, then why don't we,
You have to go downstairs.
you want to do that now, or do you want to do that and listen to Chuck first and then,
Whatever you want to do.
no, you've got something that's very
Take
important.
too long, but
Let's listen to Catherine first, because it has to be settled.
Absolutely.
well, this is the termination clause. It's real brief. This agreement may be terminated by or on behalf of the towns as follows: without cause in 30 days prior written notice, or in 5 business days notice if the contractor is guilty of substantial breach of the agreement after first giving the contractor prior written notice. And that was words to build upon, not verbatim, to build upon.
So how long has he had that?
Monday,
Of this week?
Tuesday, Friday, I'm not sure. If you
is
want to
this-
scan that in and send it to
Yeah.
everybody.
And if this is the only remaining item, just the termination clause?
Well, I haven't had a chance to read this, now that he's done what he's done. I just haven't.
Okay.
I will over the weekend, but I just haven't had a chance. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know anybody else.
It's a buck.
I have some quick questions on the payroll, and we talked about this some weeks ago. Some of these say training, but there's no explanation for the training. Some of them say training, and they do have an explanation. And I have a question: why are we paying an officer to teach at the police academy?
I did have a conversation with the chief on the training, and because it was a department, he did send out an email to everyone about the timesheets. We wanted explicit information on what training, where the training was, and so on. But because he felt it was department, everybody went to it, and that it should have said department training, active shooting training, whatever. So I corrected him on that. So we want detail. If it's department training, we still want department training, active shooting. 5 years from now, when we go back and say, was he available on this day, department training, we're going to have to look at your records to say, and then cross-check that, cross-check that, cross-check that, and it's very simple to look at the timesheet to say. So I did have a conversation yesterday with him.
Nothing other than filling it out properly is
Let's fill it out.
acceptable.
Some of them are, some of them not.
And with the
Again,
court, if there's court, they have to put the court number down, and they've been doing that.
But again, why are we paying a police officer to do teaching at the police academy on 2 days? Teaching at the police academy.
Not sure. We will
Was he
find that
available
out.
for duty, or?
Where's the chief anyway?
I don't know, but I'm not signing this.
Find out.
We will find out.
Catherine, is it okay if I take this off the top?
You may do whatever you wish with that, my dear.
This is permit to
That was
operate
just the quickest way I could get it out of the computer, and I forgot to make it black and white. Oh, look, dinner. A little brown apple slice.
All right, let me correct
Do you
that.
want me to do this real quick?
Yep.
I can give that to Chuck Collins here.
I apologize for not remembering exactly what I sent you, but I think I sent you some language about
The RSAs.
this landlord's registered required agent. Yep. A little bit of history, when this first came out, there was a fine attached to it, and then it was protested in the legislature, and they amended the law, took the fine out. So even though there was language that said they had to register, there was no penalty. So January 1st of 2015, they put the penalty clause back in. which is 541C, and the governing body gets to determine what that penalty is for failing to file, and that's up to $100. I think I sent you a copy of that.
Is that $100 per day, per instance? They get fined $100 a month?
No.
And what is that exactly?
The
Flat
governing
fee.
body of a municipality may establish a fine not to exceed $100 for the failure to file a statement designating an agent for service or process.
So if they don't provide the statement, they get fined $100 and that's it? And then
That's
we
it.
have no recourse?
That's it. That's the
Just trying to
recourse.
get it clear in my mind, that's all.
That's the recourse.
What's your recommendation?
I do $100 because, for example, here is our list. It's a 3-page list, and on it, I've only managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4,
I see that.
4 of them to fill out and send me back an affidavit.
I'll make a motion, we set the fine at $100.
You're not on it.
We already filled it out.
It's an old list.
Okay, a motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
I think that they don't have any incentive to reply to our requests. Obviously, we have tons of them that we can't get in touch with a local number when there's a complaint, in spite of the law. And I don't know if the $100 will make anybody comply, but it's another source of revenue for the town.
That's what I'm thinking.
I know that sounds really cynical and whatnot, but I would rather have them comply, quite frankly.
I'm sure it will get them down here.
Well, I have a situation
On the
now, that incident I had down on
Oh.
Laconia Road, trying to get Captain Tim in there. It was really, the property owner hasn't been responding. My only contact is I actually physically go there and find a maintenance man there. I've dropped out my business card, asking for the property manager to get in touch with me, not
Haven't got a letter
happening,
either.
so I
That's
finally...
never happened.
Well, I finally got a number from Al. He was able to dig through his files and find a number, give that to Tim, and hence the reason we have an inspection on Tuesday.
You know, I have a question on this, though. I just lost my... What happens... It's kind of a different thought process, but if these are landlords, and sometimes our welfare system taps in and pays the landlord every now and again. And if the landlord happens to be on this list and is not registered with us, should we be paying that?
There's no law that says we can withhold that for failure to do so.
Okay.
How much of that stuff, that information, because it was collected through the welfare department, would be non-public?
It is not, it's non-public, but
Including
we
the
know that.
addresses? Well, we know about it, but if we use it for another purpose, that it becomes a public purpose, how does that work?
Well, we're sending a
I
check.
just don't want to do something wrong.
I agree with you, but I was thinking that
Why don't
if
they
we're
get-
sending
why don't they get a
a
notification?
check to the landlord, and that landlord hasn't registered as a landlord.
Well, we could withhold that pay. Well, that's
No,
silly.
But
we'd know where to get
Can't do it, no.
Well,
Just explain to him what I was thinking, and you said you couldn't,
I
we
get
couldn't
it.
do it.
well, I said that I haven't
just
found a
think
law that said we could
sometimes,
withhold for that. All right,
thorough.
thank you.
Is that
That'll make
black
it-
hole?
I call it
Okay,
thorough.
I'll make a motion.
And my other
To-
We already did.
We already did,
Oh, yeah,
and it
that's
was
right.
seconded by Al and Joe.
I'm really nervous about candidates' night tonight.
I can tell.
Molly?
Have some more candy.
If you get nervous, just look at me and I'll smile.
I know we'll giggle.
We'll giggle.
All right, all those in favor of the motion
Yes?
Yes.
for $100?
Oh,
Your idea.
So you're in the same boat I was.
Nights, buddy.
There was a motion. No, there wasn't.
I
No,
don't know.
there's-
I know, you're right.
Okay, now, we have a very short, brief, non-public personnel, and we have the moderator. Do you want to listen to the moderator and then have a brief non-public where we have to send everyone downstairs and then come in?
Whichever way you prefer it, Madam Chair. Doesn't make any difference, everybody's
How
gonna
long,
have to
how
clear
long
the
a
room.
thing is yours to meet with us? 15 minutes?
I'm going to run down. Go through each one of the warrant articles and find out
Can I
what
have that?
your pleasure is. Usually,
Okay.
most of the warrant articles are moved
Yep,
a selectman and seconded by someone else.
absolutely.
Jerry Davis.
We could do that.
Jerry will second all of them.
All right, come on up, Chuck, and then we'll go.
Yeah, it's
We should
easy.
make a little sign for Jerry's chair,
That one. Owned by.
reserved for Jerry Davis.
All right. Article 4 is by petition.
So the petitioner has to.
I will be saying, if it's okay with you, I will be saying a brief statement at the beginning of the meeting, if it's okay with you.
At the beginning of the entire session,
Yeah, if it's okay.
how much time is involved?
5 minutes, not even that, 4.
It took a half hour.
Hour tops.
Just a second.
Just keep in mind that time would have to come out of it. Speak later.
Fine with me. That's cool. I love that. I'll definitely take, maybe make that 7 or 8. So, is this for,
I will give you a point of privilege or whatever it is at the beginning of the meeting. to
okay,
speak.
wonderful. Joyce, is this for Chuck?
Yes, but
Okay.
you want to
Article 4,
first before,
we're going to do an amendment.
Because it was so...
Do you want that now?
Well, we'll do this. The whole print is to be amended, okay? Is there some, do you know who's going to move this one?
I can do it.
This was originally submitted by a petition. Do you know who the petitioner was?
Scott, there was a lot of them, but it was primarily Scott Davis.
Scott Davis? Okay, well, he may, if he wants to jump up and move on that, we'll let him do it, otherwise I'll call him.
Right.
Okay.
do you need a copy of the petition, Chuck?
Excuse me?
Do you need a copy of the petition?
No, I don't. That was your job in putting it on the warrant.
Tilton sex offender, do you want me to move that? The solid waste haulers, Joe?
Sure.
Now, on the, I received an email on Article 5. I received an email back a while ago from someone who does not live locally who wanted to speak to that. I have not been in touch with that person directly, but they approached me at the beginning of the meeting and would plan on allowing that to happen. They were someone who would plan to speak in favor of it.
To remove it,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we're in favor of it, too.
What standing do they have to address the town of Tilton?
We have always allowed people from outside the community who have been consultants or experts in the field.
So this is an expert in this field.
Apparently so.
Okay,
Someone who's been-
that's a standing.
Civil liberties, probably,
Okay.
because they're the ones that are pushing to have us remove it.
Yep.
All right, so Article 6, probably, Joe, you said you'd move
I'll
it.
take care of that, sure.
Article 7, Catherine, do you want to address that?
Yeah, we're going to table it.
Yep. We're going to, can we say that out loud?
Sure, why
That
not?
was, because that was
It's right there.
done in non-public, but we can,
I was told today that we were by somebody.
You may have to,
seriously.
first of all, I think the article needs to be moved and seconded, and then I will recognize someone to table it.
Okay.
Do you need that written out? Or is that just a motion?
No, it's a motion, but what you could do is just have something written out on a piece of paper that we can hand, because Cindy likes to keep track of everything.
Okay.
Article 8 is the Northfield Island Park Capital Reserve. John, you want to
Sure.
take a, just,
Article,
yep.
okay.
I think we should go back to having Al do them all.
Hey, listen,
Oh,
Isn't that
that,
the
if you do
tradition?
that, I'm not
Last
showing
meeting?
up. That's given no right
all
now.
right,
You have to.
the Highway Equipment Capital Reserve
Right.
Fund,
That should be out.
Al,
Sure. Article 9.
all right. And then the Article 10, we'll go back,
They kind of
we'll
go
circle
side by
around.
side, don't they? That would be Al as well, I would think.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, and then revaluation, we'll go around and go Pat again, and then Joe for milfoil,
Sure.
and then Joe for milfoil, and then we're at the end of the budget there. And then we'll get the figure, and we'll make a motion, whoever's, so Catherine,
Milfoil on 12 is going to be Joe.
yep.
And John is 14. Usually the budget committee jumps up and moves that article, but that's
Right.
okay.
13,
14, 13, I mean.
13,
Yeah.
yeah, usually, I
Budget.
won't see if Wayne,
Wayne, right.
unless he doesn't want to.
I always, whenever I'm assigned that one, I always hesitate just because I know they're gonna
Which one, Catherine?
to move the budget.
I think we should formally make a motion to release the information that we're going to table that in, because it was originally in non-public, so that you're able to say that out loud. Just
It's
to-
out there, but yeah, make a motion to release the information from the non-public so that we can let people know we're tabling the motion
on the housing standard.
on the housing standard, I'm sorry.
I'll second.
Article 7.
Article 7.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye. Okay,
In fact, I've had 2 people come up to me and say that.
seriously.
I
I've heard
did
it
not plan during the meeting to have public Wi-Fi access. But we can if you feel it's necessary.
You gotta like to have it.
I've got a lot of electronic information I'm gonna need to access
No,
perhaps.
we will have it there for us.
Oh, all right, sorry.
But not for everyone.
Also during the town meeting.
Logistically, that might be horrendous.
We can be there, Catherine and I can be there at the table helping out, right? But we just can't count ballots
For which one?
at the, during the day on Tuesday, voting day.
During the day on Tuesday, you could help count ballots at the end of the meeting for the 2 warrant articles.
Okay,
Typically, the only time you selectmen cannot touch the ballots is if their name is on.
we're
name is
we're not on that ballot,
not on
okay.
that ballot, so you
I
can
get
do
you.
that. And it would be nice if we had at least 4 people. We knew we could have a team of two twosomes or 2 pairs working on those so that we can get those all. And I would see right now that all we would probably need to do is to either just put them in stacks, or you can just quickly go down through each one because they're just a quick yes, no, so it shouldn't take too long to tally.
Okay.
I'll
And
be at the end of the meeting, I won't be at the beginning.
someone's got to be there as a selectman during the day,
I'll be there all day long.
so
I
it'd be
love
Joe.
voting day.
And I suspect Cindy has informed you about all the rest of the issues.
Am I allowed to be there, or no?
What issues?
No, just the issues about the school district ballot.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So what's going to have to happen is they are going to need, in addition to Joyce assisting in the passing of the ballots out, that we've also got to have somebody in there who is going to be there responsible for checking voters out, which is not something we do normally with an electronic ballot. But now, since there are going to be 2 ballots that are going to be hand-delivered, and by state statute, the moderator or assistant moderator will take that ballot from those people and put them into the ballot box. And there's got to be 1 ballot box for the town, which we've already called and arranged for warrant articles 2 and 3, and then there will be a separate ballot box. And the school district is going to need to provide someone to be there for the elections for the school district, because there is that contested election there.
Has
And
Ken-
those are all going to have to be hand counted.
Has Ken been notified of that?
Oh, yes, we've had several conversations. And I've also talked with him, and we've got Nellie Grant, who's often helping us as ballot clerk, will be working as checking people out.
Oh, good.
And so checking people out will have to happen before they deposit their ballots. So it's
Okay.
going to be a little unusual.
So then at the end of the night, are they going to have people counting their own ballots?
We're not
We're not
responsible for their
responsible at
ballots
all for
so
their-
They're going to have to take care of that, and Ken's going to have to arrange to have folks there to count.
Okay,
And I don't believe they can leave the building until they've been counted.
okay,
It's all part of the election process.
okay.
And I think everything is pretty well set. I've talked with Kirk. I suspect someone here from the selectmen have too, about having the microphones and everything all set up.
We're going Monday at 2:30.
Yeah.
Monday is
We
set
should
up at
ask to meet with
2:30.
him as well.
I talked with, I went around with the chief today. He's got it pretty well covered as far as signage. He's managed to borrow a electronic sign from District 3 DOT, and he's going to put that at the intersection of Winter and Main Street by the corner of the park, indicating to people to continue on to vote at the high school. So we'll see. He had it pretty well handled. He had definitely been there, so, and looked it over.
If the school is willing to do so, it would be nice if they put a thing right out in front of the school too, on their big sign. Voting here, Tuesday, March 10th, 8 a.m.
To 7
p.m. I
Yeah.
suppose you heard already today that they screwed up in the Winnisquam Echo. They put down 7 to 7.
No.
Yes, they did.
Instead of what?
She knows
8 to
about it.
7?
The Echo screwed up? Come
Yeah,
on.
I sent an email to Barbara
figure.
Foster
But
at the high school to
that's why
ask.
it's very important to get as many signs out that says voting 8 to 7, so it's people. Because we've, in the past, have had people lined up inside at 7 o'clock in the morning thinking they were going to vote, and that's awful. I don't want anyone standing around for an hour.
8 a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. And the selectmen could change that time. Not at this late date, but for the future.
7 a.m. to 7 p.m.? Come on.
I'd like to vote before I go to work at
A
5.
lot of people have asked me, why don't we change it, but then I've suggested it over the years.
I go to work.
All right, I can ask the school district to do that.
12:01.
I don't think that it really have anything else.
I've gone over the layout with Dennis. He knows
that's good.
what he needs to bring from here, and he knows what the school is bringing, so he should be all set.
And they have your chair.
Just to make you aware, they will be having a gym class on the other side of that curtain, and the other half of the gym.
So bring your
And
shorts.
where you see the booths, behind it will be the rope, and then there'll be a corridor where those people will go in and out. So it'll be a busy
As
place.
far as Dennis goes, we're going to need all 3 of those little stands for the ballot clerks, since there's going to be checking people out. We're only going to have use 2, because we used 3 of them at the last election. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right, I'll make sure I call him and let him know that. I think he'll bring them, but Dennis...
Chuck, I did email Barbara Foster at the high school and asked her. I haven't gotten a response back yet.
That's fine. I think they could probably sacrifice one weekend by having that sign up there. I think that would be helpful.
All 3 ballot clerk stands. Okay, got it.
Want me downstairs?
Yeah, I know a lot of people are here for Meet the Candidates Night, but the selectmen are holding their meeting, and we have a very brief, non-public meeting, so I'm just going to ask you to go, you could take the elevator.
I can go down. I'll take the elevator.
Okay, thank you.
We're just going to suggest a chair.
But, elevator right there. And you can grab a cookie on your way down. Yeah.
Where's all the food?
Been a good girl.
Where is it? What happened?
Cheers.
Oh, okay. Okay. At this time, I would like to make a motion, and we'd ask you both to go downstairs, please.
Oh, you want us to
Okay.
both go?
Yeah, we need to clear the room.
Make a motion to go into non-public as per RSA 91A:3 personnel.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yep, I've got it on my...
And Joyce, could you shut the door, please?
Let me get my keys.
Somewhere.
The time being 5:44. I
don't know if they
I'd like
do.
to make a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session as it pertains to personnel issues permanently.
Second that motion.
Thank you very much.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So you have to move to adjourn, Pat, or what?
I make a motion, adjourn.
Thank you very much. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Turn off the camera.
Don't, we'll turn off the camera, and then we'll turn the camera back on.
Last selectmen's meeting in this term, and for every...
No, one more.
That's one more. I got
One more, Joe.
I got one more next week.
You see, he's still here next week.
Never mind.
Everything I just said, forget that.
He's got two more.
Never mind.
Thank you.